What is good, PMPBeta? This is Fox here with an OU battle up against, wow, I can't remember names worth shit. Anyways, I have a really nice OU battle and a new team. It's actually very new to me. It's sort of in the testing phase right now. But as you can see, it's a pretty standard sand team outside of Kalli being on the team. And I'm going up against my opponent's team of whom has a Hitmontop, which is very unorthodox, and a Landorus of whom is not in sand, which is pretty strange too. But if my opponent were stupid, this probably wouldn't be uploaded, so. The Hitmontop is actually going to be a bit of a problem because anything that could kill Volcarona, Hitmontop can switch in pretty easily and take the hit, provided it's a defensive Intimidate Hitmontop. Threats on his team, Gastrodon, not really too worried about it, only because I have an Expert Belted Rotom with Hidden Power Grass and Will-O-Wisp, and it's all sorts of things that can take out his little defensive core he has there of Gastrodon, the Gastro Heatran defensive core. The Landorus is really the only problematic thing, quite honestly, because it could be a Smackdown set, which would be pretty bad for Kalli if it gets behind a sub and is able to fire off just EQ and then U-turn out, which would really hurt Crest and really anything on my team. So let's just see how I play around that. I do want to keep T-Tar alive for Latios and Heatran, so hopefully I'm able to accomplish both of those things. So I'm going to lead off with Rotom because it's obviously that's the best lead in almost any situation, especially since mine is belted and not scarfed. So I'm just going to Volt Switch out, making a little, going in the Crest here, and I was wondering, like, I didn't really know what to do, because not many people lead with defensive Hitmontop, and you can see that that one was defensive because it used Intimidate, so I wasn't really sure what to do. I ended up going into Crest and getting Toxic, which is never good. I'm going to go into Alakazam, because I'm sure he's going to switch out. He really has nothing he can do. So I was hoping I could get on top of that little blind switch, but he brings in Heatran, and that's a bit of a problem for me. I am just going to make the obvious play, go for Hydro Pump, because I'm not too worried about it. Here I just go for another obvious play and go for Hidden Power Grass. And I figured, well, if he stays in, I'll get 70% to him. If he switches out, Heatran will lose his Balloon, which is really what I was hoping for, that he would switch out. Because if he did, then hey, I can just Hidden Power Grass, break his Balloon, and Volt Switch. So I'm on top of this right now. He goes into his Latios, which Latios is a usual check to, well, not check, but yeah, I guess a check to Rotom. But I happen to know that I can just bring in T-Tar and trap him, so I'm going to go for Pursuit here, and then I'm just going to, next turn I go for Stealth Rock, which I think I had this a little backwards. I think you're supposed to, I mean, the order doesn't really matter, but Pursuit then Stealth Rock, or Stealth Rock and Pursuit, doesn't really matter. But I just go for Pursuit just in case he really wanted to switch out first turn and keep his Latios, because he will need his Latios to be able to keep control of my Rotom, so I just figured Pursuit was the best option right there to go first. So I'm just going to Pursuit Trap. He's just going to keep recovering, which is really hurting him more than it is helping him, because I'm just going to keep getting lefties back. He's in Draco here, which does slightly more than Surf, which is pretty funny to see. Pursuit's going to kill off his Latios, and a pretty big threat is out of the way. Now here comes an even bigger threat, being Hitmontop, because I really have nothing that would like to take this thing out easily. I have Crest, of course, but he can easily switch out predicting Psychic. He's going to spin away by Rocks, and that sort of sucks because that was one of the few opportunities I would have to be able to get my Rocks up. And now that I think about it, I probably should have just not gotten my Rocks up because he can easily just come in next turn and spin him away. So I probably should have just Pursuit Trapped and gotten the Rocks up later, but oh well. He's going to spin, and I'm going to bring in my Crest, get a Psychic off, and he switches into Volcarona to predict the Psychic. And this does actually 23%, which isn't a lot, but that was still surprising. I didn't expect to do that much. I thought Volcarona had some decent special defense. I just figured something that didn't have any offensive prowess whatsoever, you know, it would do better. So I switched into Landorus because Landorus is an easy counter to +1 Volcarona because he is running Stone Edge. But like I said, his Hitmontop can come in on basically any attack I throw at him because he does have Intimidate. I am going to get a crit Stone Edge here, which ends up not really mattering too much. But anyways, I'm going to get the crit, and I know I have to switch out because I don't benefit at all from staying in. He's going to close combat. I go into Alakazam predicting either that or something crazy. I do want to switch up the Summons Alakazam a little bit because it is not Life Orb substitute. I might switch it to Life Orb sub. Right now it's Focus Sash, so I'm just going to stay in and go for Psyshock, which was honestly pretty risky, but I did expect him to expect me to substitute. So I do predict that pretty nicely. Go for Psyshock. He's going to bring in Gastrodon, who's only going to take 47% because my Alakazam is timid, I believe. Then switch into my Crest, hoping to get some Psychics and Toxics off. Trying to get a Toxic on the Gastro, obviously, but he switches in Volcarona, which I guess it's not too bad because now I'm not forced to go for Stone Edge. Should I bring my Landorus in like I do now? He goes for Fiery Dance. I did expect him to go for the attack, but I knew Landorus could take it as long as he didn't have Hidden Power Ice. And if he did, then that wouldn't be a problem at all because I can just bring in something to kill him off because of the Toxic and Sandstorm racking up. So he's going to bring in his Hitmontop, obviously, like I said before. and I'm going to be able to 2-hit KO him with Earthquake. See, that's where the Toxic pays off. I wasn't forced to go for Stone Edge. He's going to bring in his own Landorus, and he's going to smack down, get a crit. Oh well. Crest has honestly served his purpose. Actually, I'd really like to keep Crest longer because of Hitmontop, but you know, Crest did its job. He spread Toxic around pretty well. It did alright. I really wish I could have kept it longer because of Gastro and Hitmontop, but Rotom's here, so I'm not sweating it too much. He's going to bring in his Volcarona. I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp. Not quite sure why he'd bring in his Volcarona here. I guess he was predicting me to not outspeed or something, but I don't know. Honestly, I didn't even expect to outspeed right here, but I expected Rotom to be able to take any of his hits pretty well. I guess he just decided to sack his Volcarona. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but I got a free kill off on a pretty big threat, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to bring in T-Tar's Death Fodder because Volcarona's dead, Latios is Pursuit Trapped. There's really nothing else that T-Tar would be good for on this team right now. Going to go into my Rotom, go for Hidden Power Grass, knowing Gastrodon's going to live it without a problem. Not too worried about it because Hidden Power Grass is going to be able to 2-hit KO. So I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp, actually predicting his switch into his, what is that Pokemon called? I'm so sorry, Landorus. And hopefully I get a burn off on it, but he does not, and he has a Lumberry, which was... Hello? Like, I didn't see that coming at all, but I'm going to be able to win this little Star War he's got going on, and I'm going to be able to kill him off with Hidden Power Grass. But now this faggot switches into Landorus, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I got a crit with Hidden Power Grass, which is not going to do a lot. Well, I guess it did a lot because it was a crit, but whatever. I'm going to bring in Scizor because I know I can take whatever hit he wants to throw at me. I believe I go for a U-turn here, predicting him to switch into either Gastro or Heatran, which is a good play on my part. So now I have switch advantage, and I can go into my Alakazam and Focus Blast him, right? Well, if only Focus Blast hit once this year. So I'm going to Focus Blast, miss. He's going to Lava Pool me. Oh, well, I can just get another second one, right? No, it's going to miss too. So that really is unfortunate for me. But, I mean, Alakazam, I really wish I got that Focus Blast off, but you can't hit them all, so. I'm going to go into my Gastro, or to my Rotom. He's going to predict my Hydro Pump again. I'm not worried about it because Hidden Power Grass will kill. He's going to bring in his Heatran here, and I see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to stall my Rotom out of because of Sandstorm. But this turn I am just not going. I'm going to under-predict, I guess. I'm going to predict him to stay in and Hydro Pump his Heatran without a problem. So pretty good kill on my part. Now I believe he predicted my switch there. Oh no, I switch out. Because I know that Rotom can come in because he doesn't have Rocks up, and Rotom will be a huge help getting this Gastrodon killed off, so I just switched into Scizor expecting to be able to take a U-turn or an Earthquake, whatever he wanted to do. Wasn't really worried about it. He's going to forfeit because he knows that's the end of the game, and that is good game Kalli L. I think that's what his name was. It was Kal L. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching my PMPBeta upload. Please give me some positive, negative feedback. It doesn't really matter. Just let me know what you think I should change. If you like my stuff, then please go check out my channel. And that's all I gotta say to you guys. I'm not gonna tell you to like or anything like that because if you want to do it, you'll fucking do it. So, this is Fox saying goodbye. See you guys.